Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 15 is entitled as Purushottama Vidya, Purushottama Yogam. Sloka 12, Part 2. Yada āditya-gataṁ tejo jagad bhāsayate khilam candramasi cāgnau tejo viddhi māmakam. The way that Krishna is taking the rest of the chapter is quite interesting. Here in Sloka 12, 13 and 14, Krishna says the Shaktis of any objects is mine. I am situated within these objects. I am situated not just like the air which is situated everywhere, but like a king who can control and execute orders to his prajas, to his citizens. So I am like the king who can order things, and like the sky spread everywhere, and like the earth I carry everything. All these are my vibhuti, my opulences. This is what Vedas says. And all the words that are mentioned in the Vedas regarding any of the objects in fact points to me, as they are all my energies, they are part and parcel of me. Therefore, I am Purushottama, who is the greatest of any different Purushas, because no other Purushas can be everywhere. No other Purushas can order, execute everything and everyone. No Purushas are situated within the objects, all the objects for all time, and no other Purushas can sustain everything. Therefore, I am that Purushottama. Now let's see the meaning of the sloka. Yat tejo, the light which āditya-gataṁ, from the sun, khilam jagad, the whole world, bhāsayate, illuminates, reveals. Same way, candramasi, existing in the moon, yat, the light which cāgnau yat-cha, also the light existing in the fire, illuminates the world. Tat tejo, all that light, māmakam, as bestowed by me, viddhi, understand. Translation: the splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of fire are also from me. As we learned from the previous session, Arjuna had a doubt that the Atma Jyoti, which is greater, is yours. Then what about the Jyotis of sun, moon, fire, which comparatively lesser than the Atma Jyoti? Whom does it belong to? And in response, Krishna says, everything belongs to me. Arjuna, the effulgence of the sun, moon and fire, which illumines the whole universe, is mine. That is to say, it has been granted to them by my grace. They don't have it naturally. It is me who bestowed that Shakti to illuminate the world. Otherwise, they cannot do it by themselves. Therefore, the effulgence of the sun, moon, fire, or anything for that matter, which illuminate, is mine. Without my mercy, there will not be sun, moon, fire. Then what to speak about the Shakti that they have? Now, we are going to learn an objection or an argument from what we have learnt so far in this verse. If the characteristic of one object is present in the other object, the second object can also be called as object 1 because of the common characteristic. In this case, the sun has the illuminating factor. The Lord also has the illuminating factor. Therefore, the sun can be called as the Lord, absolute truth. That is the argument of the opponent. But in short, that is not as per the Vedas. One cannot accept that argument. The idea behind saying that the light of sun is also one of the Shakti of the Lord is not to say that they are one and the same, but to convey the message that the light that is present in the sun is temporary, which is from the Lord. The light which is present in the sun is bestowed in the sun by the Lord. And the sun which has the light is a created object, whereas the Lord is the creator. And if the Lord chooses, He can withdraw the power of light that effulgence, the illuminating factor, from the sun. But no one can take away the Shaktis from the Lord. Therefore, how can one say both are one and same? But we can still say they are one, not because they have light in common, but because of the relationship that they have. Like the example that we saw in the previous session, the relationship between the sun and the ray. So over here, we learn that the sun got its light by the grace of the Lord, by worshipping the Lord, Māmakam. Krishna says, I am pleased with their worship, so I have bestowed them that Shakti. The moon got its light by worshipping me. I am pleased by the worship I have bestowed the Shakti to the moon. The Agni got its light by worshipping me, as I am pleased with the worship I have bestowed the Shakti to Agni. In many Vedic scriptures, this has been confirmed. In the Vedas, it is said, Yena Surya Stapati Teja Sedhaha, from Taittiriya Brahmana, by whom the sun shines, illuminated by his effulgence. And in Mundaka Upanishad, Na tatra suryo bhati, na chandra tarakam, nima vidyuto bhanti, kotoyam agnihi. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. That is, even the sun, moon, the stars and fire have no light of their own. It is by Him, the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, they shine. He is the giver of light in all of these things. Without Krishna giving them this Shakti of light, they will be lightless object. Because Krishna has given the light to them, it is said the light belongs to Krishna. Sun would be without effulgence otherwise if Krishna has not given a portion of his light to the sun. Likewise, if he has not given the light to the moon, it will also be lightless. If Krishna has not given the effulgence light to the fire will be lightless too. Since it is Krishna who has given these Shaktis to these objects, their Shaktis are mine. Therefore, we should understand this in this manner and not to equate Sun and the Supreme Lord and say Sun is the Supreme Lord because it has effulgence. Also, another way to understand this and remove the confusion is Krishna says that the light of the sun, the light of the moon, the light of the fire. He doesn't say the light is sun, the light is moon, the light is fire. There's a big difference between these two statements. If we say light is sun, then there is no difference between light and sun. Sun and light are one and the same. But if we say the light of the sun, then there's a difference between the sun and the light. It is Krishna who allocates some of these things which belongs to him to the objects, which also includes the selves. Everything is a subservient of the Lord. It belongs to him. Based on the karma of the individual selves, Krishna allocates some of these which belong to him to various objects and puts them at their disposal for a period. So to conclude, that light abiding in the sun, the light in the moon, and that light existing in fire, which illumines the whole world, know that light as mine. I have granted them a portion of mine to them out of my grace. In the next verse, Krishna states that the power of the earth to uphold everything on it, and the power of the moon to nourish the plants are also due to his grace. āditya-gataṁ tejo jagad bhāsayate khilam candramasi cāgnau tejo viddhi māmakam. Namaste. Hare Krishna.